Salam. Good afternoon. When I was asked to talk about my father, first I refused. I didn't want to bring any memories. I didn't want to, it was too painful. But the same day my father died, my aunt was in my car, asked me, what do I remember about my dad? I said, I don't want to remember nothing. Then my son said something to me and my mom. And I got thousands of phone calls from friends and emails from people, my friends and family here, from Denmark, from Japan, from Austria, from Iran, most of all, and everybody was crying. And my dad always told me, we the oldest have a certain responsibility to do. We have to be stronger than anyone else. We have to be the one in control. And I think he wanted me to say this, that first of all, thank you all for being here. I wish it was a memorable day, it was a joyful, so he could join us. He always loved everyone. He wanted to be in our celebration. He wanted to be with everyone he loved so much. He worked all his life to support everyone. I remember from the beginning that he always was with me. He always protect me. He always says he's gonna watch over me. Sometimes even I was running away just to trick him, to prove that to him that he's not watching. And I turned back, he was there. Every time I needed help, he was holding my hand. And he always says, he's there, he will be here, and he will be helping me through everything. He taught me a lot, not sitting down and talking. He showed in his action always. And he always says, remember, whatever I'm telling you is for life. Remember how you're passing a river. It's slippery, life is like that. But hold on to it. Put your foot firm in the water and then move on. Make sure your feet is secure before you go. When you go up the mountain, look at the deers, they're going up. They are successful. Follow the success. You'll never lose anything in life. And never look down. If you want to see what's behind, make sure you're safe and secure. Once I got stuck up in the mountain, he pulled me over. He says, remember what I said? When you are in trouble, look for a way out. Look for the window. If the doors are collapsed, there's always a window. And in the window, if you look, there are helping hands. My son I forgot about all of them. My son was crying the other day. Said, you know, my grandfather was the greatest man. You know why? Before I answered him, he says, whenever I needed him, wherever I was, he was watching over me. And on Friday, my mom says, I was lying down. I heard your father is coming down the stairs. I said, hold the rails, you're gonna fall. And he answered, don't worry, I'm watching. After all of this, I decided to say, he's watching over us. He's here with us, and he's holding us. And I had the feeling that he told me to look at the windows and look the helping hand. And I see all of you guys here. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I too wanted to thank you, everyone, for being here today to pay respect to my father. I know that many of you have traveled out of town to be here today, and this means a lot to my father and my family. Seeing so many of you, friends and family, here is a reflection of how my father lived. His life and what type of man he was. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Matthew, and I'm the second youngest son. My father was loved by everyone who knew him. He was an incredible father and even a better friend. He seems to instantly become friends with everyone who met. There was always people in his house. That was the reason they always had people. Yes, and I think that made him the hardest working person that I have ever met. He was always telling us, never look for shortcuts. Always work hard if you want result. Every time I complain about my kids' behavior, he reminded me of exact behavior I did. So here it was, always was, they will grow. Don't give him a hard time. No matter what the situation, my father always had a positive attitude. He was my role model. And when I became father, I was happy to listen to him whenever he had advice for me. He was always there for me and my brother, my sisters. I'm glad to him as much as I did. But unfortunately, life took me away, and I had to leave far away from him. In a very young age. I didn't spend time as much as I wanted with him, but the times I spent with him was full of memories. I will miss him dearly. And never forget him. His memory will live on all. For us, forever. Again, I want to thank everybody be here. My daughter wants to say a few words. Ashley, can you please?
My name is Ashley Shala Sandrani, and I'm his youngest granddaughter. Even though I lived away from him, I still kept in touch with him. He gave me my middle name. I was closer to him than my grandpa that lives in New York. I love my grandpa very much. I remember when I used to stay up till 4 in the morning watching TV in Rita's old room, and Grandpa would be like, "Tulis like Poru, go back to sleep." When he used to tease me and give me high fives and take his hand away. But my favorite memory was me calling him my baby and grabbing his cheeks. He would laugh and smile. He had the best laugh and smile. Oh, how I'd miss that. I would also miss his hugs. He gave the best hugs ever. It hurts me so much that he is gone and I won't ever get a hug from him anymore. Even though I barely understood him when he spoke Persian, I still had a great relationship with him. I realized my dad picked up a lot from my grandpa, like locking the TV on weekdays and being good at that game they always play. His hugs are also like my grandpa's. Even though my grandpa is gone, I know his spirit is still with us. I miss you, Grandpa. You truly were the greatest grandpa ever. I love you so much. Rest in peace and fly high, my beautiful baby angel.
Hi, my name is Sandra Sanjurani. I'm not Persian. I came into this family about 26 years ago, and I'm married to Matthew Sanjurani, and my daughter is Ashley. Abbas Sanjurani to me was like my father. You know, here I am, this Latin girl coming from New York City, you know, to meet this guy who's coming from Iran, who I bet he's strict, and I'm like, I don't know what to expect. You know, I'm coming from New York with my fiancé at the time, and Grandma wasn't here yet. Mom was still in Iran, and I was afraid because I didn't know what I was going to encounter. I've already met the sister. So I remember arriving to Mo's house at the time, and Abbas Sanjurani, he just opened his arms and kissed me so kindly and warm that made me feel so welcome. And the pictures that you see there are exactly the hugs and the kisses that he gave me. He took me into his arms and welcomed me. I loved him as if he was my father. He was a very kind and warm man, and he's a huge loss to us. We know that he's watching us in heaven. We know that he'll always be watching my children, but I want to tell you that we're going to miss him dearly. I thank you for being here.